What's up guys, Skittlerampage here. So I was sent fake anime Funko Pop grails. It's another real versus fake time. Hey guys, welcome back to another real versus fake Funko Pop video. Today we do have My Hero Academia. We do have some commonly faked My Hero Academia Funko Pop grails that I do want to go over today and do a little bit of a real versus fake. Now we do have a video sponsor today guys, and that is Whatnot. The Whatnot app is a live auction platform where you can sell Funko Pops live, show the condition live, interact with sellers, and have a lot of fun. However guys, for this video I do want to focus on their buy it now listing. So if you go to sell something on the Whatnot app, it kind of looks like this. You enter Hero Killer Stain Fall Convention there, you pick the product quality as well as the listing price, and then here in the little box it says, be honest, we verify every item that is listed, so please be truthful with your listing, otherwise you'll most likely get penalized for selling a fake item. Now how they verify it is most likely through the actual photos there that you do post, and that's why they want you to be honest. However, when you do actually go to buy something, it's a little bit different and a little bit more involved. So this is a listing for a Dobby Fall Convention Pop here at 180 bucks, for example. Now, when you actually go to buy it, they actually have this little service that says authentication. It says every listing on Whatnot is digitally verified through a multi-point photo inspection, as I just did say. Now, while that option is free, they do have an additional option for a little bit of a fee to actually hand authenticate your item here. And it says, when added, the item is first sent to Whatnot to verify the condition and authenticity. So basically, they make sure that it is in the condition that the seller stated, as well as to make sure it has the authentic sticker, has the authentic box, so you don't get a fake Funko Pop. So overall, I think this is a really great service, and most apps don't even provide a service like this where they actually authenticate it and charge you a little bit of a fee to send it in to make sure it is real, and I'm sure it gives a lot of buyers peace of mind. And if you guys do want to check out the Whatnot app, I do have a link down below that'll get you $10 off your first order, and you guys can sell a bunch of different Funko Pops on there and try out the services for yourself. Now before we jump into our real versus fake guys, I do want to do a little bit of a test for you guys to see what your knowledge is on the Dobby Funko Pops here. Now, here are two different Dobby Funko Pops, and I want you guys to tell me down below which one is the fake one here. I'll give you guys about 10 seconds here, and I'll just keep showing you guys. I'll show you guys the sides, I'll show you guys the bottoms, and I'll show you guys the tops. Let me know down below, which Dobby do you think is fake? Alright guys, so now that you commented your guesses, I do want to let you guys know that both of those were actually real, and I want you guys to be honest down below. Did I trick you there, or were you guys actually able to tell that both of them were real? And the reason I did that specifically is because there's a really good way to actually tell when something originally came from Hot Topic, where it originally did actually retail, and that is the sticker on the bottom there. So I guess that's our first tip of the video. The bottom sticker there, this shows that it actually originally was bought from Hot Topic, and not all of them are going to have that sticker because this released at a couple different places. It released overseas as well with a different sticker. Some people even rip off that barcode sticker when they're selling items and things like that to scan it in the app, so it happens. But I originally bought this from Hot Topic when it came out in 2019, so I still have the sticker on the bottom of mine. It's just a really good way to tell where it originally came from. Now guys, in all seriousness, fake Funko Pops are a really common problem in our Funko world. They're sold on eBay, they're sold on Mercari, they're sold on AliExpress, they're sold on Wish, they're sold pretty much everywhere, even Facebook Marketplace and Facebook groups. And there is always someone, unfortunately, who wants to sell a bootleg product to make a quick buck and try to scam you. Now, I've done two other similar videos to this, and usually all of the pointers are around the same. However, I do want to show off different pops in different boxes because something is always different. If you guys want to check out some of my other videos, I did it for Itachi as well as Kakashi and Sasuke Curse Mark, and I even did it with Jiraiya on Toad. So if you guys want to check that out, those videos are on the channel. Alright guys, so our first one up is Hero Killer Stain. So if you'll notice right off the bat, they actually put the wrong sticker on this one when they actually made this pop. They put a 2020 Fall Convention sticker instead of a 2019 Fall Convention. Now, I'm not saying all of them will arrive with this sticker, but the one I bought off of AliExpress for this review actually came with that one. But we're not really going to focus on the sticker too much today. I want to focus more on the actual pop and box, but just so you guys know, they could arrive with that sticker. And as far as the sticker compares, comparison, we'll use the Dobby one to compare for the sticker since he doesn't have the same one. Some of the biggest things you're going to find with fake Funko Pops is color differences. As you can see, even the red circle with the numbers is definitely different there on the fake one. And to show you guys a little bit closer, you guys can tell that it's a little bit lighter on the Pop logo here, and you can't see the little polka dots in there as much. And then even on the color character art here on the 2D art, you even have color differences in the red. This is like a darker red and a lighter red here. Darker hair here, a lighter kind of like, it's almost like whitened here and just darker here. Even the outline is a little bit thicker, as you guys can see here. The border is thicker there versus this one being a little bit thinner. And that's usually a big tell with Funko Pops here. If they have a thicker border, sometimes they're fake, but on the off chance, sometimes they do actually have thicker borders. Now, if you guys look on the bottom where the warning label is, you guys can see there's a lot more white. It's a thicker, whiter border on the bottom here versus here being a little bit thinner. Other than that though, a lot of the words are relatively the same, just a little bit more bolded also. And something else with the thick white border here, it leads onto the side, making it a little bit thicker, as well guys, as the whole box itself in detail is actually pushed up. If you guys can kind of see that, it doesn't align at all. Now this is a little bit harder to show up on camera. However, the actual art here is a little bit more faded, and it's a little bit more kind of like lower quality versus the printed quality from Funko. But again, it's a little bit harder to see, so it's not something you could exactly use online. Now looking at the side of the box, guys, again, it is just color differences overall. I could do this all day and just point out every single color difference, but just want to show you guys the side of the box. Again, the circle there is a little bit different. It's darker on there. Just the colors are different all around. Now taking a look at the back of the box here, you can actually see that the characters are actually printed a lot darker, as well as the character art here is printed darker. And it actually has the opposite effect here with the Funimation print actually being printed a little bit lighter and more kind of bolded with the white on the real one. On the side of the box, guys, is probably one of the easiest ways to tell the color differences when you have them side by side. Look how faded this color is compared to the real color there. It is so different, it's kind of crazy. And something you can also notice with the font on the Hero Killer stain here is actually a little bit thinner than this. This is actually more bolded versus this one actually being a little bit thinner and a little bit more faded. And top of the box, guys, is relatively the same, just color differences. Now, looking at the bottom here is very interesting. When you notice this with a lot of different figures, but some of them do actually have this darker kind of gray tone. They even match the exact date, which is interesting, but they actually bolded the text more than Funko did. And taking a look at the side here, guys, you can definitely notice the darker gray they used here. And then, of course, different things are a little bit darker bolded, like all the different languages here. And even the border overall is definitely thicker and a little bit off-centered. One more thing I did want to mention about the barcode here is they actually do scan into the Funko app, unfortunately, so it does actually lead you to believe that they are real. Even if you do have a fake, they scan in the same way, and I don't really know how Funko can combat against that, because it really does suck that this does scan in and shows up as the real thing. Now, for the most part, obviously you can tell that this is a fake Funko Pop because of the wrong sticker, as well as it is actually separated from the box, and overall the box quality is definitely a lot cheaper. You can definitely feel that compared to your typical Funko Pop box. Now, looking at both of our figures out of box here, you can tell that the one on the right is definitely fake because look how they molded it. They definitely molded it differently to where it doesn't actually sit flush on the bottom. It doesn't even sit flush on one side here, where it does actually sit fully flush on the actual real thing. Now, you also do have the color discrepancies, obviously, in the hair, as well as the mask that he does wear, and even on the top of his forehead there. Even the teeth are significantly different. You can see it has a lot more detail in there. You can see the lines, and on the fake one, you can't see them as much, and the teeth are actually even smaller. The tongue is definitely different in detail and lacks that little shine to it when light kind of like goes on it. And if you look at their bodies up close, you can definitely tell that the paint is a little bit different in different areas. Both of the paint jobs are sloppy, unfortunately, so it's kind of hard to tell there. I couldn't really comment on that, unfortunately, but it's mostly just color differences here. Now, taking a look at the back here, you can actually see that they got most of the details right. However, again, with that molding, it definitely looks really weird. And even the head is definitely different on the faker figure. And if you look at the sword here, it's definitely different in a darker tone on the fake one versus a lighter color. And one of the bigger things I noticed on the stain pop here is they actually didn't print the date stamp that is on the bottom of the box that you usually see on the Funko Pop here, where he does actually have it printed there, the DRM number there. It's not printed on the bottom of his foot here, and they actually put it in white when on his regular figures it's actually printed on this with the same color there. So they definitely did the feet differently, and it's a huge tell alone not having the date stamp on the bottom. Now personally, I will say it's not a bad fake in the grand scheme of things. They got a lot of different details right. There's just a lot of different colors that are off, as well as the date stamp not being on the bottom, and the tongue is definitely different for sure, and even the teeth. But overall, not a bad fake. It's definitely up there on some of the better fake Funko Pops out there. Now here we do have Dobby, probably the most commonly faked My Hero Academia Funko Pop Grail for sure. And already right off the bat, you can tell the color differences as well as the jagged, like thicker border there. Definitely different. Now in this one, we will also be comparing the two fall convention stickers. So again, use this reference also for Killer Stain. Basically the same thing as Killer Stain. You have the different colors in the actual symbols there. The print on here is a little bit lighter and a little bit more faded on the fake one here. Again, another thing with the Pop logos, you can definitely tell they're different. A little bit of a darker yellow here up top versus a little bit lighter, and fades into a lighter yellow versus like a yellowish white there. Now the Dobby fake is actually really well produced, especially the figure itself. However, when you're looking at the boxes, you can just tell that the colors just aren't there. It's just lower quality as well as darker colors all around. You don't even really see the light blue that's in here. It's definitely like a black that they used for some weird, I don't know. They didn't match the colors at all, so I don't even know why they even tried. And again, similar to Killer Stain, you do have a thicker border down here as well as thicker on the side, and the warning text is actually a little bit more bolded. Taking a look at the side here, guys, it's mostly just color differences again, so we won't spend too much time on that. On the back here, they are printed a little bit of a lower quality, but it's definitely better than the Killer Stain in terms of quality overall. But you can see the quality drop on the entire back of the box here. But it's actually pretty similar to the front of the box, where it's mostly just color differences as well as quality differences, and the borders are definitely a little bit misshapen. And again, guys, on the side, that's where you can tell the most, especially side by side, which one is real and which one's fake, because look at the color. There's a blue tint to his hair here, and it's just like a browner, kind of like darker color here, and doesn't even have any of the blue over here. Now, I will say he definitely has a little bit of a thicker text on the fake one, but a darker, smaller, bolder text on the real one. On the bottom of the box, again, it's very similar to Killer Stain, where they do use the darker gray print here. Barcode seems to be the same, as well as most of the text and everything seems to be the same. A little bit more bolded here. It's not always the case with the bolding, but I have noticed it on a lot of fakes where they do bold certain letters and certain words versus, you know, just other things. So now, one of the biggest tells I did want to actually show you guys is that you may have a fake, and it's not always similar, because I showed you a Dobby without this sticker, but this does actually show that it originally came from Hot Topic when I did buy it. And personally, I like buying the pops with the sticker on the barcode, because then you usually do not have to worry. However, people do take barcodes off other pops and put them on pops, so you just have to make sure that it does actually match what it originally is supposed to say. And this one says Pumpkin Pop 45. And also the barcodes and things like that, the little numbers, you just got to make sure those match up. Unfortunately, guys, when you're spending $150 on a figure, you got to be detailed like this so you're not scammed. Now, if you take a look at the NYCC Fall Convention stickers here, you can actually see that the exclusive text is a lot smaller on the real one there. I'll just show you guys a close-up there. And if you look at the fake one, it's actually more bolded and a thicker text. As well, guys, as with the Statue of Liberty, it's actually a lighter blue color versus a darker blue color on the real one there. Now, if you also look at the 2019 Fall Convention text on the real one, you can see it's a lot bulkier and more bolded, versus on the fake one, it's a little bit smaller and not as bolded. Now, taking a look at Dobby out of box here, you can actually see that this one kind of rocks. He doesn't stand well at all, and there's definitely differences in the color. You can see on the base stand that on the real one, it's more translucent and glossy, versus on the fake, it's not as see-through as the real one and not as translucent. Now, this one, surprisingly enough, they did actually print the date stamp. However, it's actually a bigger text there, as you guys can see on the real one, it's a lot smaller. Now, taking a look at the side of Dobby here, you can actually see with the piercing in his ear, I think it's a piercing at least, you can actually see that it's different there overall in quality. It's more rigid in here and has like lines through it versus this one kind of just being a blob. Now, you can even notice on the fake one here on the right, his hand's actually a lot more bulkier and a lot more tanner. Now, there is something different about the noses that's very similar to Jiraiya there. If you look at the actual nose here, you can actually see that the piercings are kind of raised almost, kind of like looking like moles, but on the fake one, it's actually not raised and it's kind of just more printed on and kind of painted on. So that's definitely a difference. You can also tell differences in the skin tone being a lot tanner here, like he got some sun. And then also the quality of the fire is definitely different in his hand. And if you actually take one more look at his face here on his eyelids here on the bottom, you can actually see a lot more detail in there and a lot more lines, and it's even longer all around versus on the fake, there's less detail and it's a little bit smaller. So that's definitely different on the eyes. Well, guys, hopefully this My Hero Academia real versus fake video today did help you out on Dobby and Stain. They are really actively faked, especially Dobby. That's probably one of the most produced fakes for My Hero Academia, next to Neji right now, and then Stain is getting up there as well, but I would say Dobby and Neji are definitely highly faked, and it does suck that this does happen because truthfully people do get scammed on those $32 to $35 listings over on eBay thinking it's the real thing. But that's basically the same reason why I actually make these videos, because you can take all the pointers that I'm pointing out and look at the box discrepancies, the colors, the stickers, and the outlines and things like that, and look at the actual boxes. You can also compare things to other listings. For example, if you go on eBay and you look for like the highest sold Dobby, or you look on a listing where there's a lot of bids, most likely those people know that this is actually an authentic item and they want it and they're bidding on it, so it's most likely real, and you can actually use that listing to compare it to some other listings to see which one is fake and which one's real. Now, personally, that tip can't always work, but I really think it's a really great way to authenticate something if you don't have anybody with experience on that specific pop. Now, obviously, I can't get to every single fake Funko Pop in a video, but you can also join my Facebook group where we have over 12,000 members and a lot of people are willing to help with legit checks. We have a legit check thread where we legit check pretty much every kind of pop there is. However, I think the biggest tip that I could give you is always get a second opinion. Don't just buy something and then legit check it. That's probably one of the biggest pet peeves I have, when somebody actually buys something for like $150, for example, and then goes, oh, is this legit? Legit check it first. Unless it's like a deal that's like too good to be true, then yes, jump on it of course and then authenticate it later. But don't spend $150 to $200 and then get something authenticated. That's a really weird way to purchase something, and I don't know, that's just really weird. I would prefer to actually make sure it's legit before spending my hard-earned money. Now, if you guys do have any other questions, make sure to drop them down below. I'll do my best to answer them, but overall, I really do hope this video helped. And if you guys want to see any other real versus fakes, comment them down below. I know one more I do want to do is Trafalgar Law and Brook from One Piece, because those are definitely actively faked, and those are some big grails. I'm going to end the video here though, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it. I do want to say a big shout out to all the Patreon supporters of the channel. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate and love you guys for it. If you guys want to check out the Patreon, link is down below. We do have a Patreon-only Discord where we share a lot of information, so if that interests you, make sure to check that out. As well, guys, as join the Facebook group, and make sure to be following all my social medias, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, all at Skittlerampage. Alright, love you guys. See you guys in the next one. See you guys later. Bye.